Taken nearly 2 years, but now the parents of 17-year-old Jordan Davis say they've finally gotten the justice that they and their son deserve. Yesterday afternoon, a judge sentenced their son's killer to life in prison without the possibility of parole, plus an additional 90 years. Michael Dunn shot and killed Davis at a Southside Gate gas station during an argument over loud music back in November of 2012. He claimed self-defense. 3 other teens were in the SUV with Davis that night, but luckily they weren't hurt. The case has garnered international attention. We had a trial, we had a retrial, and now we are joined by Jordan's father, Ron Davis, and the Davis's family attorney, John Phillips. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you. We're sorry for your loss. You have been so strong throughout this entire difficult process. Have you finally gotten any rest, and do you feel that you have closure, Ron?
I feel like I have closure on the criminal case, and closure saying that the state of Florida found that Michael Dunn was not justified in killing my son, Jordan Davis.
I've sat through all these hearings, both trials. I think yesterday was the most emotional day. When you spoke, when Jordan's mother, Lucy McBath, spoke, people were having a difficult time not breaking down. I saw jurors crying. I saw bailiffs almost crying. Describe the emotions.
You know, they've been so supportive, the bailiffs in there, and the judge was very, very fair. I think throughout this whole process, he made sure that we didn't affect anything in the trial in the courtroom. And I think yesterday was the first day that the family got a chance to express how they feel in their emotion and connect everybody involved with who Jordan was. Before, it was kind of a sterile environment that you saw an ID picture of Jordan. And we as a family, we always wanted everybody to know who Jordan was. And yesterday we got a chance to speak to not only the judge, but to the world and let everyone know that Jordan was our baby and we loved him very, very much.
And we saw you crying. We saw your family members crying. You said those were real tears.
Yeah. When my wife, you know, when Carolina starts crying, anybody's out there married, when your wife starts crying, it just hits the heartstrings. And so it was the first time that she actually made a public statement. And for her to go up there and keep it together so she could read her impact statement was just a tribute to her strength, and it just melted my heart.
And Ron, Michael Dunn did apologize to you and the rest of Jordan's family for the first time ever. It was short, probably about 25 seconds. But how do you feel? How do you take that home?
I think it was very contrived. I think it was something that he read that the lawyer drew up, and he just read a piece of paper. If you looked at his face, he had no emotion in his face. You know, when Lucy even said that she forgave him and looked directly at him, he had no emotion in his face. So I don't believe that he's remorseful whatsoever. He still feels, even from what he read, if you think about what he read, he still feels that he thought his life was in danger, you know, and he's going to stay with that narrative. And one of these days he's going to realize that that wasn't the narrative, and that's why that he never told his girlfriend or fiance that the kids had a weapon, because he knew that they did not have a weapon, and that's why he didn't speak of a weapon. So therefore, he knows that his life was not in danger.
But you said yesterday was all about Jordan Davis, not Michael Dunn. We had heard some allegations that he had a weapon, that he was threatening, that he was a bad kid, and really he's kind of been vindicated now.
Yes, he has. He has been vindicated. As we told you from the start, Jordan has never handled a weapon, never had a weapon. I've never handled a weapon. I've never had a weapon. Nobody in my family handles weapons. So, and not to say that people that handle weapons are bad or anything like that, but we're just saying our child just did not have a weapon, never handled a weapon. So I know good and well from the beginning that when he said that the children had weapons, none of those children handled weapons, and that he was telling a lie. And so this vindicates him. And Judge Healy really let him know that there was a way that he did not have to kill Jordan. You know, he said, you know, even though there's a stand your ground law, you know, we can diffuse situations. We as human beings can just take the thought in our head. If we can safely just walk away from a situation all across this country, we need to start doing that.
And Attorney John Phillips, you have been with this family every step of the way. You've really grown to be more than an attorney, but you've been a close family friend to Ron Davis, Lucy McBath, and everyone else. Tell me how they have grown in light of this terrible tragedy.
I met them before the funeral and attended Jordan's funeral, and it's hard to describe the amount of inspiration, and especially as I've become a father, and a father again the day before the verdict, and to feel that love and sense the potential loss of a child and try to measure how I would handle it versus how Ron and Lucy have handled it. Oh my God, they've been so inspirational. They're still parenting their son post-death, and they are everyday heroes.
They're really role models. Real quickly, your opinion, do you think that there's a big possibility that this case will be overturned on appeal because Michael Dunn has 30 days?
He has 30 days. They will file an appeal. They've got to file one for each case, and he's got to win both to be able to not spend life in prison. So the chances are very, very slim.
Ron Davis, John Phillips,
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you coming in. I know that you've been busy. I know you've had a difficult time, but thanks so much for your kindness and speaking to all of us.